YouTube, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a great day. Here with a very special guest today. Samantha, how you doing?
Blessed, highly favored. It's Friday, so I'm feeling good. What about you?
Me too. You already know every day is a blessing. I can't complain. Feel the same way. But before we get into anything, let's get into your intro. Of course, without further ado, welcome Miss Samantha Dorisca. Is a journalist, three-time speaker, and photographer dedicated to promoting Black empowerment for the past 4 years. Her work has largely lived on AfroTech, where she focuses on wealth, building, and innovation, consistently producing top performance stories that uplift and impact the communities she serves. To date, Samantha has authored more than 2,852 stories, with her work reaching nearly 1 million readers in the past month alone. She covers topics including STEM, AI, medtech, energy, and sustainability, small businesses, funding announcements, and the business of sports. A trailblazer with a heart for community building, Samantha continues to use her platform to drive meaningful change. Samantha, what's up?
What an intro. What an intro. God is good. What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? How your day going? You good?
No, literally I'm great. I'm coming off an amazing week, which we can maybe get into later. I was in Vegas and that was just such a great experience across the board. But yeah, I'm feeling really great. So every day's purposeful.
Really, really. Wait, so how was Vegas? Was it nice out there? How was the weather?
So yeah, anytime I'm in Vegas, I always love it. I'm always there for like shorter periods of time, and the weather's has been great every time as well too. I'm in Houston currently, so Houston's a very interesting place when it comes to weather. But yeah, weather-wise, it was great. I was actually there for the Clover and Shark Take Summit, so it was just amazing. We had a great insights, a great lineup of speakers as well, and got to do some like really good interviews and just draw out some like really interesting insights for the Afrotech community. But it was amazing. A really great opportunity, and I'm really happy I was able to be there.
Wow, no, that's nice. I did see a couple of pictures on social media. I saw you were with some big names.
Yeah,
Um,
I was.
yeah,
It was great. I know I spoke with Tabitha Brown, Damon John, Kevin O'Leary, Rashawn Williams, and they were all incredible. It was really great speaking with them. These are people that I've obviously been watching from a distance as a tech writer, and I'm familiar with a lot of their blueprints and everything that they're doing. So it was really great to just meet in person. Like I said, have some really great conversation. All those stories have been written. Hopefully by now, by the time this comes out, they're all out in the world. It was a great experience, and I think it was definitely a testament to the years of work I've put in as a journalist. I feel like it was just a testament to all the work that I put in. So I'm really proud of how I conducted myself. It was really great to be there. Like I said, so many gems. Like I could go on and on about the gems there, but it was great.
wait, so Kevin O'Leary, Damon John, what's going on? Are you about to be on Shark Tank or something?
Hey, should we speak? Maybe in the future, we'll see what God has for me. We'll see where life takes me. But I do love that show. I see some of their episodes, and we've covered some of the deals as it relates to people in our community on the show. So it was great. Yeah, I'm a fan of the show. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's definitely big time, seeing you out there rubbing shoulders with not millionaires, but we talking billionaires. So that just shows what trajectory and what path you're on. So that's great to see. But so what first inspired you to pursue journalism, and how has your vision evolved since you started?
That's a great question. So I'll be transparent. Like initially, because I'm grew up in the suburbs, and in terms of career paths, I also do photography, like we talked about earlier. So journalism and photography were just two career paths that like weren't really normalized. But I always had a knack for writing. Literally, when I was in my room in Boston, I would write novels. So I always knew I liked writing to a degree as well. I went to UT Austin thinking I was going to be becoming a lawyer, but I was really depressed. I don't like to like just throw that word out, but I was genuinely like really not in a great space mentally, and I just decided to just changed my whole path. Like the summer before graduating from UT Austin, photography was what initially kind of helped me in terms of like my spirit and like where my heart posture was at that time. And I kind of dabbled into like article, like writing articles and like storytelling a little bit. And then I pursued a couple internships post UT Austin as well. Did I know I was going to be a tech writer at that time? I would be lying. No, I did not. However, in terms of like empowering the Black community, that's always been like a part of my journey. A lot of my photos too, a lot of them ended up being like mostly Black women from UT Austin. Like that was most of my clientele as well. And a lot of my photographs, when you look at them, I feel like it definitely exudes like Black excellence. So Black empowerment has always kind of been at my core. I did a couple internships, and then after I went on a 48-hour fast. It wasn't necessarily for a job, but I definitely did fast for clarity, to shed some weight. I literally didn't wear makeup, all natural hair, only left my room to really drink water. And I was really just being still with God. And I did want a footing in media, but the fast was about a lot of other things too in my life at the time. So I broke that fast, and a week later, I go on Twitter. I believe it was Twitter at the time. I know we call it X now, but I saw my editor Micah Davis did a call out for writers. I'll be transparent with you. I don't feel like I was probably as qualified, most likely, as other people. And I don't think that's imposter syndrome. That's just my personal opinion. So I sent an email with the writing symbols I had at the time, and then I ended up getting the offer. And I just know for a fact that was God putting me there. And I definitely learned along the way. There's a lot of things I've learned about our community in terms of like the people in our community who are like doing incredible works. I've learned that along the way. And some of my pillars I've also learned along the way. Um, so I would say God definitely was the one who gave me my footing. You know how they say God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. I personally think that's a testament to like my career in journalism and my career as a tech writer. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, wait, nah, you definitely answered my question. Great response. But two things you said that stuck with me was just the mental health part. I know you mentioned just battling with depression. So I'm just wondering, when you were in that phase, what did you use to get through that? I know like with me, when I'm feeling a certain type of way, I might transmute that energy towards my craft, transmute it towards something I like doing, and not so much focusing being in that type of energy. And also just the fasting aspect. I'm also an avid person that does do fasting and things of that nature. I feel like, as you mentioned, it helps with mental clarity, and it also just helps you with your inner voice and being able to hear that voice. So how did you navigate with those two things?
Yeah, I've noticed for me naturally, anytime, and this can go for other areas in my life, anytime I'm not aligned with God and like I'm not purposeful, I'm not happy. Like I always feel like no matter how many amazing things I've done on paper, if God, if my relationship with God isn't at the center, I'm truthfully not a happy person. So back then, I wasn't following God's blueprint. I was definitely lost and confused. So I can kind of see why I was in that like really bad mental headspace. Because I wasn't really connected to God and my purpose. He had to really redirect me, and I do feel like I had to go to that season to get to where I am today. So that's kind of my explanation for that. And as far as fasting, yes, I encourage a lot of people to fast. I've noticed every time I fast, and I don't fast to like get something for God necessarily, but I will say something has always come out of a fast. And it can be as simple as peace of mind, clear headspace, seeing myself how God sees me. Because I also get my confidence from God. I think a lot of people speak so much life into me, and I definitely don't take it for granted. But it's also equally, if not way more important for me to also see myself how God sees me. And fasting is something I could be doing more of, but every time I have done it, it has brought me that clarity and like that confidence and just the ability to walk side by side with God. So yeah, I love fasting. It's important.
Definitely, no, it definitely is. And it, like you mentioned, it just gives you certain downloads that you can't get when you congested. Not many people know how much energy the body takes just to digest food, and when you're not using that energy to digest food, now it's rerouted to your brain centers, and you can use that energy to think and get new ideas. And as you mentioned, just use that towards your craft. So yeah, I definitely salute that, and I'm definitely on the same side with that. But also, you did mention authoring over 2,800 stories. That's a huge number, you know. This just that consistency and repetition. But with that huge number, how do you normally stay creative and stay motivated with such a high output?
I will say it's I'm really grateful to be where I'm at with AfroTech. To be honest with you, there's so much going on in our community. There are people like creating and like building so many things. There are people in high places just doing incredible work. To be honest with you, it's easy. Like I would be lying to you if I said it's been really hard. And I'm inspired every day. I speak with so many people, like every single week, and I learn something new every week. I'm even in the process of doing call outs, and I've learned so much even in these last couple weeks on top of what I've been learning across the 4 years. So it's easy to be inspired. I just literally go on my phone. I'm on my LinkedIn. I'm on my TikTok. I'm on my Instagram, and I'm always keeping up with people within the community every single day. Literally, there's not a day when I'm not hearing something new, reading something new, being exposed to something new. So I will say I'm always inspired every day, and I don't really get writer's block. Like I really haven't. I think that's a blessing in itself. I'm in a really great spot, I will say, but yeah, my eyes, I know my editor, Micah, she always says like keep your eyes and ears open. And I feel like I've always continuously done that. So yeah, I'm always inspired.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of people do get writer's block. They might get after the first 10 stories, 30 stories. So you approaching almost 3,000 and still don't have it. So that's
I
crazy.
literally have like a Google document of so many more stories. Like there, like when I tell you I don't run out, I have so many people I'm paying attention to. I'm like thinking of angles and all of those things too. Like my brain, like, and I'm shout out to God, obviously, but yeah, my brain is, I'm just always like considering us. And I watch a bunch of interviews too, even when I'm eating or sometimes when I'm driving, I'm always watching people's interviews or like being fed with like information too. So yeah, my brain's always moving. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up. You already know.
Well,
But what was that one pivotal moment you had? Like that one moment where you was like, okay, I'm really out here making some impact now. I'm really being seen. What was that just one special moment that you can think about?
that's a great question. What I will say is, I think, of course, the recent example, yes, I could be like when I was at the Clover Shark Tank Summit. Yeah, sure. But really, I would say when I'm writing stories, I know it's going to empower people in our community. It's going to inspire people, right? Whether it's like to pursue that career or expand their minds of what's possible, or like maybe just the representation aspect, or just maybe just to be more educated, whatever. But what I feel like what I didn't consider when I came here was understanding about how stories can really change people's lives that you're writing about. So I think those moments have come through when somebody has circled back to me like, hey, like this story, like I was able to get an investor, or I was able to find like the CTO or the CFO for my company, or stories like that. I'm like, wow, like I just never that I never really thought about the impact from that standpoint. So I would say moments like that truly give me goosebumps to understand like stories can really change people's lives, improve their outcomes as well. And that just reminds me like, wow, like God is really, I'm really walking in where God wants me to be, and I'm able to be a vessel and being impacted in that way. And for me, that is the affirmation for me, and just like those, I guess, epiphany moments in my career in journalism. Anytime I hear things like that, I will say I think those would be my top two. So my answer, and like I said more recently, um, I would say the Shark Tank Summit.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, that's definitely big. Definitely big. Yeah, I could relate to that. Nipsey Hussle, he said that the highest human act is to inspire, you know? So I
Right.
feel like that's definitely true. Like even me with just content creation, making YouTube videos, doing apps, everything I do, I know that's the main thing I want to get out of it. Because the way I think is kind of like, okay, if I wasn't here today, or even if I wasn't here in a week tomorrow, what did I leave behind? Or even if I did, let's say we did just have 7 days left, what would I be able to look back like, dang, I did leave this behind for others people to be able to see, and you've already done that. You done did thousands of stories. As you mentioned, certain people might read a story and be like, wow, like, I'm getting inspired by this business idea, or now I want to take this route just off something you did. So you're already having a big impact. So yeah, I definitely salute that. How did you get acquainted at AfroTech, and how are you liking it there so far?
So acquainted, like I would say my editor did the call out. And then once I got in there, I kind of was more exposed to like how amazing it was, what it was about. I know AfroTech too was one of like the earliest times where I was at professional settings too, surrounded by so many people in our community. I remember AfroTech was also one of my AfroTech afforded me one of those earliest opportunities to be in spaces like that too. I love it. Like I said, when I did my fast, it's not like I was directly praying for a job, but it was a part of like, clarity during that time. But I know God put me here. That is one thing I'm 100% convicted by. Therefore, and I tell this to people too, when you pray about something and God gives it to you, you need to be really mindful of your heart posture and like how you treat it. And that's why, one, I generally love it. Like, I'm not just saying that because the cameras are here, and there's no way I would be doing the work ethic I have wouldn't exist if the passion wasn't there. So I think in the work and the stories I do, I think that shows. But I genuinely, genuinely love it. I'm very passionate. I'm very grateful. I don't take any interview, any conversation, or any story for granted. Also, I'm really grateful for the team I have. My boss has always been like supportive. We have copy editors, Jennifer. Emma's been there for a while too. We also have other writers too, Chanel, Shakemri, Josh. We actually have two Joshes on the team. It's been a really, really, really great experience. We run a tight ship, but I'm so proud of the work that we produce, what we represent, what we stand for. Um, so yeah, I love my work at Afrotech, and I'm so grateful to be there. Seriously.
Yeah, no, that is one thing I could say about you. Like, you are very consistent just when it comes to, all the people you do interview. I see you every week just posting new stories, whether it's conferences, stories, things of that nature. And I feel like in success, that's probably the biggest attribute, just consistency. Certain people, they might be consistent for a week, consistent for 2 weeks, but it's like knowing having over 2,800 stories is obviously, that consistency is a lifestyle, because like, even I know you mentioned the fast, like, who knows if you wouldn't have took that, might have not had that download or that intuition to even pursue that job, or even just being that light that they saw you during the time, because it does clear out your energy centers. It clears out your energy field, things of that nature, and just gives you that mental clarity. So that had to be just like a big reason as to why you're doing certain things in life right now. I'm more disciplined too. Like, you're kind of like disciplining yourself, because as humans, we still do have that primal nature to eat. Stopping that out of my daily habits, now the universe is, it's almost like putting the spotlight on me. Like, okay, they're ready for something big. So yeah, it's just great that you were able to have that discipline to be able to do that. But another thing I was wondering is, out of the thousands of stories you have written, what are some of the ones that stand out to you, and let's say the most meaningful to you?
So there's a lot that come to mind, but I guess a bonus, I always love when I can live within my stories, which I tell people that too. So what comes to mind are when I've been able to write a story and I can also live in it as well. So I think a recent example was when I was in Birmingham, Alabama. I went for Ed Farm, and we were able to go see like digital learning labs that they had built in partnership with Apple, right, in these communities. And honestly, that was the first time I actually saw in real time just that kind of work being done for people in our community. They had podcast studios and what they were teaching the students as well. So I would say that kind of comes to mind. And obviously, we did the write up after, but I just love being able to like engage with the students, get their opinions, see how they've been inspired. I know one of the students was saying to you, like, now she might consider a career in like music. She literally was making the beats herself from scratch, right? All from being exposed to like this digital learning lab. So that was really beautiful. So I really enjoy that experience. I had a really great conversation recently with the founder named Chris, Ruby Jean's Juicery, and that was another fast that I did because they have his drinks are at Whole Foods, so I was actually able to like do a juice cleanse too, which again brought me another sense of clarity. But just obviously hearing his backstory, like his passion for health and wellness in our communities, and like how he's taking it forward, and he's in all these Whole Food stores too. I love stories like that too, and just his heart was just in the right place. And a lot of people I interview, I always try to like assess heart posture because that's really big. On top of doing great things, it's really good to know that you're a good person and you care to do good things for your community. And let me also shout out Sensory. I ironically literally have their drink right here. Three best friends, based in one of the founders at least is based in Dallas. I'm not sure about the other two. I love speaking with them, and I've been like watching their career, their business journey from the start. So I think it's also beautiful when you see from a distance the grind and the hustle from a distance. I always tell founders too to be really mindful of your digital footprint, because I know someone like me, I'm always paying attention to that. But I was really able to see them build from, they just launched this year, but they're killing it. They're literally at CultureCon right now doing some activations. We did a story on their raise. They raised $100,000 round, which was incredible. And we got to cover that story. So those are three that kind of float around. There's been so many more that I can mention, but those are like some that come to mind.
That's nice. So you've been working with the children too. That's big.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you got your great stories. So that's good. So Sensory, is that a brand?
yeah. They are non-alcoholic beverage band, and it's really good. Literally, it's really good. I just tore through 4 cans. I wanted to stretch it out longer, but it was really good. But yeah, it's a non-spirits beverage brand, a non-alcoholic,
Okay.
sorry, beverage brand.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think I heard of them before. That's nice, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out Sensory. And I know you cover areas in STEM, AI, medtech, sustainability. STEM, for the people that don't know, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and also sports and business. So out of all of these different areas, what trends excite you the most right now?
I know recently we did a story with like Russell Westbrook, as well. They launched a new platform that literally will like close a social media account for people who have passed away, with the authority of their family members, of course. So I've been like really interested by how people are using it. Through the LinkedIn call outs I did too. I remember speaking with somebody who has an AI driven platform as well for parents with special needs children to kind of provide them assistance. And even if, like, say, one of the parents is feeling overwhelmed, they also have like a resource that'll deploy like a grant just for this parent specifically to use for themselves. So I think I've been really just really fascinated about how people are using technologies like that. I know recently we just did an exclusive on Tycoon AI. The founder's name is Peter. He just launched that, but it's an AI driven platform as well that helps college and like smaller school athletes in the name, image, and likeness space, which is also very, very necessary. Provides them with like resources, and they can connect with businesses locally. There's a map to potentially partner, hopefully land a deal, right? Or gain access to open NIL deals, or they can create like merch, and they can even use AI to help them design the merch as well. It's really cool. Please check him out. But I think that's one thing I've been really paying attention to. I know we did another story too, Trudy, that kind of connects restaurants with like creators as well. So yeah, I think AI has been something obviously we're all paying attention to, and those are all AI powered platforms that I just mentioned. So I would say that one, but of course I'm paying attention to all the sectors across the board.
Yeah, no, AI, man, you never know. We already see all the robots and stuff being made. It's a different time we're living in. So, hey, 2, 3 years from now, it's gonna be normal to just walk outside and see robots walking down the street. So definitely. I feel like even as a business owner, you have to be utilizing AI in some type of way, or it's like you're going to get left behind. Well, in your opinion, what role does storytelling play in advancing equity in tech and business?
That's a great question. I know I can speak more directly to like my experience. Um, it's been really, even again, I can use my college as an example. There's a lot of work that is being done, but also isn't being spotlighted. Um, which is why I'm also a huge fan of like independent media and all of that stuff too. But there's like a lot of stories that don't get told, which is why I'm glad like at AfroTech we are doing our due diligence to also tell the stories that might oftentimes get overlooked. Um, but that's also a part of like leveling the playing field. Like I told you, sometimes like me learning about how a story can lead somebody to help them get funding for their business, right? That helps them move forward and that helps to create better outcomes for the communities that they're serving, right? So I think there's definitely like layers to it, of course. There's like stats about how most small businesses can't like hire even just like one person, right? And like me hearing like, oh, like I was able to hire this person or this person as a result of this story. So yeah, storytelling, like I said, it can really change outcomes. You might not think one story can like have such an impact, but it really can. So that's like a couple examples I would say of answering that question too. And obviously on like a wider scale too, shedding bringing attention to things that are happening right now, like generating interest and like creating momentum, building noise to hopefully change outcomes, whether it's like in policy or just making sure people are more aware who weren't, et cetera. It can go far afield, but yeah, storytelling is definitely necessary. We'll always need the human touch as well in storytelling. So yeah.
No, that's definitely true. Yeah, without the story, it wouldn't be even be entertaining. It's like, what are we talking about? What's the story? Why do we go to the movies? We want to see what's the backstory, what's really driving that person to do it. So yeah, that's definitely true. So okay, let's say I had a golden ticket, right? I had a golden ticket. And with that golden ticket, it would allow you to interview any innovator, past or present. You could just cash it in and you can go to the past or you can live in now, but you can only select just one person for right now. Who would it be and why?
Another great question. I feel like, because I will say my answer is gonna be, it's just one that everyone would say. So I want to say what I really want to say, but I also feel like I should have like another backup that's also still tried and true for me. Um,
So what do you really want to say?
Beyonce and
That's a
Rihanna.
good answer. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
answer.
those are I would love to speak with them. I have so much that I would want to say. Um, but yeah, I would say those two for sure. I'm genuinely passionate with like the verticals we have here. Obviously, they're leaders in business, and there's just so much I could explore with both of them. So I think there'd be so many good opportunities. But yeah, those are definitely like bucket list interviews. So I'll just be transparent about that.
Yeah, no, those are great answers. I like those answers. And yeah, we know you're a pro in the journalism space, but we also know you've also spoken at different events too and built community through your work. So I'm just wondering, how do those roles intersect?
Usually, like when I've done speaking opportunities, I'm speaking on like my direct experiences or my direct insights from like the journalism side. I know I did a panel like in Houston, and I was able to kind of just pull from like my experiences as a tech writer and the insights that I've seen. I can just speak directly on that. I've done one panel where I was just covering like just speaking of tech innovations. That one was more so real time. Like I was there underground. It was at CES and I was seeing the innovations and kind of speaking on what I saw too. And I've done some where I got to speak on my experience from a career perspective. So it definitely aligns. I honestly would love to do more speaking opportunities as well as it relates to like some of the areas that I cover. And also as far as like being in media, there's a lot. But yeah, there's definitely a lot. They definitely go hand in hand, I would say.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like you're interviewing people, so you're able to see that side of the spectrum. I know you mentioned fasting, so that made me get another idea for a question. How do you feel about self care? Like, do you have any routines or go tos that you do just self care wise when you're not working?
That's a great question. I mean, self care for me is yes, like time with God. It's also time with my friends. I love my friends. That is one thing of others that I feel like I was really blessed with. I've always had solid friends, a solid community behind me. And I find so much joy being around my friends. The love we have for each other is just so pure. I also have some very like godly friendships, people I can pray with and do a Bible study with and just center in that way, which is also really, really, really important. So that's my friends are part of my self care. Like I said, time with the Lord. I also love nature. Like I love a good sunset. I love being able to just be still and like being in grass. I've noticed my heart feels like really free in moments like that too. Um, I think those are like the top three like things that I just know are really important for me as it relates to self-care. Also, resting. I'm obviously like very, very, very busy, but moments when I can just give myself time to just rest, um, that is important because I will say when I don't rest, God will force me to rest, which I would ideally not want that second route. So rest is also something that's a part of my self-care. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's deep. Cause rest, you don't want to. You right. You don't want to burn your energy out. Then you can't give it the same effort that you normally do. Me, like I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm working 24/7. Either I'm doing some interviews or just doing stuff on the computer, and if I'm not doing that, I'm really sleeping. It's a different type of recharge that it gives you, and it allows you to do better with the work. So yeah, I definitely respect that. And nature, is it any specific things in nature that you like?
Sunsets, I love being by a body of water. I love being by a body of water. And good weather. Like I said, sometimes in Houston, it's way too hot for that. It's way too hot. But also just really great weather, like the breeze and all of that too. Um, I'm in Houston, but Austin's also like a very beautiful city. Like as far as like nature, there's so many great views. They have the 360 bridge. Um, they have a lot. They have a lot. I love Austin. But yeah, those are just water, sunset, and a lot of greenery, I would say. And a nice breeze would be nice. So yeah.
Yeah, you need a beach.
Oh wait, the beach too. Wait, why did I forget the beach? I literally have been, I know people like to talk about Galveston, but the Stewart Beach section is really nice. I think I've been 3 times this year. I've yeah, so the beach, yes, that's one of my happy places too. Literally, that's how I plan on spending my birthday in January, actually. I literally just messaged my college friends about making a trip and we're gonna go for my birthday. We're gonna be at the beach. So yes, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you welcome. With your birthday, I know you traveling. Do you feel like traveling helps with mental health? And do you feel like it could be like therapeutic when you just pressing that pause button with work?
Oh, yes. Like I said, like for me, traveling and living in my stories is a blessing, and I thoroughly love it. There was even one trip where I was really sick, like really sick on that trip, but I still powered through, did the interviews, and my body was shut down. Um, and I was still able to do it because, like I said, I understand why I'm there and the importance of doing things like that. But yeah, I don't take traveling for journalism for granted at all. I'm grateful for every single experience. I cherish them all. And it's always just beautiful to connect and just see everything for yourself in real time. There's not a single trip that I've been on that I'm not grateful about. I also don't like naturally feeling like I live out of a suitcase. I noticed that's not really good for my mental health, but I'm not going to trips like every other day, every week. My schedule as a journalist isn't like that. It's a really perfect balance for me actually. So, yeah, it's good for my mental health. And I think I honor like my boundaries as it relates to like bandwidth with traveling. Um, and so yeah, it's been great. I'm very, 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 very grateful for any opportunity I've had to travel and tell a story. So
Yeah, that's great. I feel the same way. love a smooth trip, press the pause button. You might get off track, be like, oh, let me check these emails. You be like, nah, let me chill for the trip. So yeah,
Well,
I agree.
traveling for work or traveling for leisure?
No, I was talking about just traveling for leisure.
For the question for me, that was traveling for leisure because I definitely answer that as traveling for work.
What? So how do you feel about the leisure aspect?
So I'll be transparent with you. I don't really okay. Like I went on a bachelorette trip for my best friend last year, and I did go on a birthday trip for Austin, but I don't really travel that much for. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't travel that much, or I don't travel enough for leisure. I feel like usually when I travel, it's for to support a friend, or to support like a founder or for work, but traveling just for myself I don't do enough, but that will be changing like in the next year. Actually, I'm going to be more intentional with just some more trips for pure leisure all the way. But yeah, I don't do that enough, honestly. But I'm glad you're carving out time for that. It's important to see the world, and again, I think traveling opens up our perspectives. Um, and it's always beautiful just seeing how things are in like different states, or I guess if people are out of the country, sure. Um, it's important. So I'm glad that it sounds like you've been doing that too on your end.
Nah, I'm really the same way. Like if I'm traveling, it's really for some business stuff, honestly, or it's like you said, like it's relating to something. And
Yeah,
that's the great thing about loving what you do, though. Like I'm not,
complaining.
like even us getting on here, I'm not like, oh, I got an interview or oh, I got to travel here for this. It's like when you love what you do, it's like, oh, I get to do this. Like I'm happy about being able to do this. So even when you are traveling and it is related to work, it's still exciting. It's like it's labeled as work, but when you love what you do, it's not work. I feel like if you're doing something, you got to get up like, dang, I got to clock in, I got to clock out, I got to do this. It's like you're not loving what you're doing. So if you're not in your purpose, you really could never get to that next level. So, but let's do some fun questions now, though. Let's get into some fun stuff. We need to know a little bit of fun stuff. So we know you be up late night sometimes. You might have like 3, 4 articles. So what are you drinking? Are you drinking coffee, tea, or do you have like a go-to drink that you like to drink?
Good question. Strawberry lemonade. My friends will know I
Lemonade?
talk about strawberry lemonade wherever I'm at a restaurant. I'm always gonna order some strawberry lemonade. So that's my favorite drink.
Okay, okay, lemonade. Yeah, I like lemonade too when I
Strawberry
go to a
lemonade, not
restaurant.
lemonade. Strawberry lemonade.
Lemon
Yeah.
drop?
No.
He said no,
Strawberry.
sir. Oh yeah, you're a photographer too, though. So
Mhm.
you not so. What has been your favorite city to explore as a photographer?
So most of my sessions are in Austin, like 98% of them. And I already told you earlier how I love Austin. So it's and the UT Austin campus is beautiful. So I'm gonna say Austin because that's where I'm at most of the time.
Okay, cool, cool. Austin, yeah, Austin is a cool place. I've been out to Austin, San Antonio, too. It be hot out in Texas though. You don't be feeling like it be hot out there?
Oh, it's hot. Like you will when I go out, I'm very strategic about it. Unless I have to be there because that's an event, but even then usually like it's indoors, so it's fine. But if I know it's gonna be outside, I try to not leave till like past 6, 7. But it is hot, trust me, and I haven't gotten used to it. I'm from Boston originally. But I've been in Houston for 20 years, but I still have not gotten used to the heat. It is hot.
Whoa, okay, okay. Boston. Y'all just got that championship Celtics. Were you happy about that one?
So I will say
NBA.
my brother's a huge Celtics fan. You would think I would be. Um, I mean I was of course happy, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like. I lean more towards like the Golden State Warriors a little bit. I know my brother's a huge Celtic fan. I admire the Celtics, but I'm not a huge. I don't pay attention as closely.
What Boston about to come for you after that one?
I know, so I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and cut this part out of the
No,
conversation.
I'm
Actually,
playing. They not gonna come for you. They know it's all love.
you set me up with that question. You set me up.
Nah, they know it's all love. So what's something about you that might be a surprise to people that they might not know that might be, interesting?
I will say I don't. When me hearing this question, I'm like, I don't think I'm like, maybe I'm not that interesting because it's not really. I will say like I'm definitely goofier in my friend group. Like I think that'll translate more with my circle. Like that's the only thing, but I don't have like a secret hidden talent or anything. I think yeah. I do love to laugh and all of that stuff too, and I joke around a lot.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I'm the goofy type too. I'd be keeping it chill and professional, but I'd be on some goofy stuff sometimes. But so, what's a book or podcast that you or a show? It could be either one that you think some people should check out.
Earn Your Leisure comes to mind. The Black Tech Green Money podcast over at on our end. I watched a lot. I know 7 p.m. with Carmelo Anthony. Like that's another podcast that's like on my rotation a lot. I watch Kiki Palmer's podcast too. Um, who else? There's a lot of people. Um, I would say those four come to immediate mind. I also watch Emma Green's podcast too a lot too. She's incredible. Um, those are some, yeah.
Cool, cool. Yeah, no, I heard of the 7 p.m. podcast by Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, that's a cool one. And I'll be seeing Kiki Palmer doing her thing too. For sure. Who's been your biggest cheerleader throughout your journey, and how do they inspire you?
Oh, that was such a sweet question. That is so hard. I want to say my brother Alex. He's always spoken so much life and light into me. He's also a very wise person beyond his years. Yeah, he's even before I accomplished the things that I did, he's always seen me and he's always affirmed me that, I was going to do great things. And, he's even shared with me like dreams that God has told me about where I'm going to be in life. Um, he's always been that person. So definitely him. And the second line of that question was, how has it?
Yeah, how they inspired you?
Um, and I know my brother also, he is a filmmaker. So he speaks so highly of me, but he doesn't even realize how much I'm also inspired by him and like everything as well. But I will say when you have like a younger sibling who just sees you in such a highlight, I know a lot of things that I do, I also keep him in mind and like I'm thinking about the future, but it puts a different level of motivation under me because a lot of the things I do, I mean, I don't always tell him this directly, but I am thinking about him and like my family in mind and like not disappointing him and um yeah, not disappointing him and letting him down, but he's definitely a huge part of like my compass and he sees me like beyond the accolades whatever, he sees me as a person and also me being purposeful as well, but he's probably is my biggest cheerleader now I think about it, yeah. But I also my friends also cheer me on. I want to make sure I'm making that clear too. I'm very supported and loved by so many people and I don't take it for granted, so let me add that at the end too.
Yeah, no, I could tell. Yeah, definitely. That's great that you and your brother have a great relationship. It's always great to have people around you like that to motivate you. And yeah, just the way when I asked the question, just seeing your reaction, I could tell like you was it's very heartfelt to you. So shout out to Alex, shout out to the bro, man.
Yeah.
And let's say one of your friends was in the room with you. If they could describe you in 3 words, what would they say? If they only had 3 words, what 3 words would they use?
Definitely goofy. um Goofy. um I'm a great communicator. Like you call me, text. Like I'm a great communicator. I don't know what a better word for that would be, but maybe present. Like I'm very present. Um, a present and an active friend for sure. The third thing that they would say about me, I'm a light. I do think I'm a light. I hope they agree with that, but I think those three for sure.
Yeah, nah, yeah, you are for sure. And I feel like that present point was great because I feel like that's the most powerful thing you could be in today is just being present. So many people caught up in the past, other people caught up in the future. Like it's a reason the present is called the present. Like it's literally it's gift wrap. It's the only thing we have right now. The past doesn't even exist anymore. The future is not even here. An asteroid could hit the planet or whatever, and we could be gone in the click of a button. So it's kind of like, what am I doing in the present moment? It's gonna take me to that next level. So yeah, I love that response. What type of movies do you like?
So I would tell people I don't watch a lot of movies and shows, but I do like being in a movie theater. So honestly, I'm usually like busy, so I don't really like take time out of my day to like sit down and just watch TV. I've never been that way. Like ask anyone close to me, I'm not like that. But I love a movie theater experience, and I love Marvel movies. I also like scary movies too. But I really, really love Marvel movies for sure. So I'm not saying I've watched every single one. My brother's another huge Marvel fan, but I love action Marvel and thriller, a little bit of the scary movie genre too, and comedy. But I'm kind of picky with comedy too. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I swear it'd be crazy. I'd be seeing because it'd be people around me that might be sitting down watching a movie or TV, or sometimes they might ask and it might just be like, uh, it seems cool, but I have something that's more interesting to me right now. It's all love, but I just want to invest my time wisely. So yeah, I see where you coming from. What advice would you give to, any young journalists or any creatives entering the industry today? Just some last words for the interview, some motivation they could use.
Great question. One, put God first. I'm not here as a byproduct of my own skills and talent. It was God who opened up that door, and then I've stewarded it well since. So keep God first, keep Him at your center, because if not, you will get lost along the way too. Also, it's okay to also like leverage, like social media is free. Like that's one thing we learned at the summit I was at. Like leverage social media. Like that's something you can literally create your own opportunities as well through just showing yourself on social media, right? I'm fortunate to be at an outlet, right? But I know like media is also looking different for a lot of people. But I also think we're in a position to where we can also create our own opportunities and really leverage like social media and like bank on your community. I know a lot of people are leaning into Substacks as well, doing really well on that, kind of getting their readership up as well. So I will encourage people to also like consider creating your own opportunities. And don't be discouraged if you haven't gotten your first yes, you know. Um, what else would I tell people to? Um, do not neglect community building. I'm a huge advocate for community building. Hop on LinkedIn, talk to people, get to know the people around you, like to your left, to your right, like literally build your community, be intentional, be a kind person. Also be a very kind person. And literally one story I'll add to, I know at the Shark Tank Summit, there was somebody that we really wanted to interview. It was Damon. And it was actually me opening an elevator door that allowed me to get that interview, right? So
Mm.
that's another thing I'll tell people to be kind, like, and not to get something, be a kind person too. And like I said, be intentional with community building, keep God first. Um, and again, uh, really create your own opportunities too. You don't have to keep waiting around for a yes, 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 and like keep letting days turn into months. Like, no, yeah, turn on your phone, start showcasing your personality, your skills, like the things that you want to do, talk about it, put it out in the world, and like, I mean, the future's bright. So that would be my advice. And also, I'm always here as a resource. If anyone's watching this and you need advice, hit me up. I'm very responsive. I love to like get back to everyone. So yeah.
Hey, wow, that's some real good motivation right there. You got me motivated too.
Yeah,
Speak your
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah. I'm all about uplifting and all of that jazz too. So
Yeah, no, that's good, man. Hey, that's another one in the books, man. If you got any social media you want to drop where people can find you?
So my LinkedIn will be Samantha Dorisca. I love LinkedIn so much. So I'm gonna put that one first. Sammy Dor Media, SAMMIEDOR, and then media on Instagram and on Twitter. And yeah, those are the three platforms. And a lot of my stories exist on AfroTech.com. So yeah.
Hey, man, you heard her. Connect with her on LinkedIn, on all socials. What a great interview. You had some great responses. It was, a pleasure to talk to you. Know more about your story and your vision. It was just great connecting.
Yeah, no, and thanks for having me. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So yeah, thank you for your time.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you. You have a good one.
Thank
All
you.
right,
And
bet.
all right,
All
bye.
right, later. Bye.